Hello everyone, welcome back to the Back Post. I hope you're all doing well. Today we've got a Chelsea Porto preview, but before I get into that, please make sure you press subscribe if you haven't already. We're trying to push for that 1,000 mark now. We're a little bit away, it's in the distance, we want to get there. So help us out and press subscribe, please. So like I said, we're doing a Chelsea Porto preview for the big game coming up tomorrow. But firstly, I think we need to start with the Palace game, don't we? I always like to talk about the last game before we move on to the next one. So, Palace game, it was fucking brilliant. I really enjoyed it. Had a great time. Kai Havertz really arrived and showed us, the player he can be and the talent we've brought. Obviously, when a talent comes over and struggles, we always worry. We always have the doubts in the back of our mind. But a performance like that just reassures you that there's the talent, that's what he can bring, just now can he bring it consistently. But he did have a great game. Pulisic as well had a great game, really showed I was going to say then glimpses of what the old Pulisic, but he was just like a poacher. He was poaching the goals, like he was just arriving quite late, arriving in the box. I dropped my pencil, fuck. Yeah, he was just arriving late, getting these goals, like not tap-ins, but arriving in the box, getting a shot off. Usually the Pulisic we know is get the ball, run at someone, and there wasn't as much of that in this game, and that's fine if he's still producing. He's got the goals that game, like that was great. Happy to see that. And of course Mason Mount in that free ahead of him was just, again, class, obviously. It's just, that's a given now. He's Chelsea's best player at the moment. And he put in another great performance. Wanted his goal, I think. He really wanted. He took a couple of shots where he should have passed it, but he wanted his goal because everyone else was scoring. Even Zuma got on the score sheet. But yeah, no. A lot of people call him for Mount captain. I think we promote next season. We promote him to vice captain behind Asby, because I don't think Asby's leaving just yet. So vice captain behind Asby. Learn from Asby a little bit, and then when Asby leaves, when he steps down, that's when Mount's captain. He might be too young, but he shows all the qualities of being a great captain. Already is a leader on the pitch, and he's 22. So for me, I don't see a problem with that. Also with this game, Jorginho, Kovacic proved me wrong. I always like it when Chelsea players prove me wrong, because that means we're doing well. But they had a shocking game against West Brom. Kovacic had pulled it back a little bit, but Jorginho played so badly in that game and then turned it completely around. Complete U-turn. And actually, weirdly, he played less minutes in the Palace game, where he played better, than he did in the West Brom game, where he had a terrible game. That doesn't make much sense, but they proved me wrong. I'm happy for that. They played really well, both of them, and the defence was also solid. Only had that one little hiccup with the goal, but I'm sure we can look past that. And yeah, overall, just brilliant game. Great reaction after that terrible result the other weekend, West Brom. And to be fair, since that game, the first Porto game, and this one, we've done really well. I'm happy with that. And then I guess the only last thing I want to touch on, which is a little bit sad really, and in my notes I just have no Werner equal goals ? Listen, I don't know what he's thinking there, but that was rough. He's been overplayed a lot, and the game he gets dropped, we score 4, and that's something we haven't done a lot of this season. We're scoring more than 3, more than 2 at most times. So yeah, I don't know what he must be thinking. It must be a bit of a blow. But to be honest, look at Havertz. Havertz hasn't had a great start to this season. He played in this game and excelled. Werner has time still. I like to give a player a full season and then see what they can do the next one, and then give him the start of that season, of course. So I'm not going to write him off too yet. We can see the talent. It's the same with Kai Havertz. We can see the talent. We just want to see it more consistently. Can Kai do that now after last week's game? Can Werner come in and prove to us why he's a good forward? Now on to the Porto game, and we won the last one. I was going to say comfortably, but we didn't win it comfortably, did we? I'd say we almost got lucky. Porto was strong. They came out and they didn't just defend, they attacked quite well. And there was times where our defence did well, there was times where our defence looked shaky. And they really did press us. And to be honest, if it weren't for a bit of magic from Mason Mount, that we would probably be 0-0, because obviously Chilwell got his goal for the second, but it really lifted up the team, that little bit of magic that he produced. So it was quite difficult the last game. It really wasn't a walk in the park, and we knew it wasn't going to be. Porto are a good side. They are in the Champions League, but obviously it was the easier draw of the lot. But no, so we need to keep that in mind. I think going into this next one, we need to keep in mind that Porto are a strong team, that they will bring a lot to this next one. Let's face it, Porto probably not going to win their league. They're already out of their domestic cup. They're going to want to push as far as they can in this, because that will be their success this season. This season will be defined by how they do in this Champions League. So they won't roll over now that we've got 2 goals. So we've got to remember that going into this next one. But those 2 goals have given us a very comfortable position going into this next one very, very well. That's why I was so happy, because as well, they were away goals. They weren't really, but you know, that they'll count as them. So yeah, we're in a very good place going into this game, but we can't forget that Porto are going to bring it. They really are, and they've got some of their main players back as well. So what I'm going to do now is going to run through my lineup and explain why I want certain players where and how we should tackle this game using that lineup. So first of all, Mendy's in goal. Obviously, don't need to explain that. A back 3, I'm going for Asby, Silva, and Rudiger. Now, I don't really know what's going on with Christensen. He wasn't in the squad, birthday hangover or something, I don't know. He is class, but for this one, like I've already said, I think Porto are going to push at us, and I think we need that little bit of experience in the back line to help us out. So I think Christensen might be injured anyway, but I think Silva should come in now. He had a couple minutes last game, obviously the West Brom red card. He must hate West Brom. He must fucking hate West Brom. but no, I think we bring him back in, and then obviously Rudiger, Asby, they've both proved really well in this system. Keep him in there. Although Zuma did get the goal, and it's probably unfortunate he will miss out this one. I think we need to go with our best squad, and I think in our best squad, Silva's in there. Then as wing backs, I'm going for James and Chilwell, and I've gone Chilwell. Of course, he's in form. He's playing really well. He's even getting goals. But defensively, he's good. I think a lot of people forget that he's defensively good. So the reason why we bought him wasn't just because of his attacking ability. We had Alonso, we had Emerson. They're good attacking left backs, but he's a great all rounder. He's good defensively. So for me, he's in there. And for me, Reece James is a better right back. He's a better right wing back than Hudson-Odoi. Hudson-Odoi is an amazing talent, and he's got a lot of time ahead of him. But for me, I think when it comes to playing in that right wing back position, I prefer James there, because defensively he offers more than Hudson-Odoi, and that's not Hudson-Odoi's fault. He's an attacking player. That's more of a multi-role. And I understand sometimes when playing lower league opposition, put him there, have more attackers, it's a more fluid system. But in this game, we'll need both elements of that game. We'll need the attacking nous that James can bring, but also the defensive abilities he can bring. So for me, Reece James is there. I love Reece James as well. I think he deserves that spot after all he's done in the past 2 seasons. So yeah, I'm putting Reece there in the wing back position. Midfield 2. Georgie and Carver have done really well, and they've proved me wrong, like I've already said. Kante played in the last game, got some minutes, and again, I don't know if this is just me erring on the side of caution, but Kante plays for me. I think he played in the last one, he got minutes back up together. I think we need to be conservative about this. We won't just go out and run Porto ragged, because they're great defensively, but they'll also have that that attacking element. We can't just let them counter us. We can't let that happen, because if they get one early, that's it. That they will fight and go for us, you know. And I don't want us to capitulate like we have done in the past. When we go 1 goal down, that's what seems to happen. So for me, I think we need Kante's defensive ability there. He's just all round the central defensive mid ability. We need that there. So Kante's in there for me, and alongside him is Kovacic to bring the ball forward, because when we do want to attack, we do want that player there. So I think that double pivot for me is the one. And then going forward, attacking wise, I want to keep it similar to Palace. Well, I say similar, I want to keep it the same as the Palace game. When there's confidence, when there's form, you keep rolling with it no matter what. Havertz, you know, he looked like a different player that game. He looked incredible against Palace, especially in that first 40 minutes. So roll with that. Let him regain his confidence even more. Let him take the ball and see what he can do with it. Same with Pulisic. Pulisic has been ridden with injuries, and he's been up and down ever since we bought him. He's got a bit of form. He's got 2 goals behind him. Let's see what he can do. And then Mason Mount's always on the pitch. Personally, I think like Mason Mount's the first name on the team sheet, so he's there anyway. So that's the front three. But I think, you know, if things don't start to click, if Havertz, if Pulisic, you know, if they're like not really feeling it that game for whatever reason, we have Giroud, Tammy, Werner, Ziyech, Hudson-Odoi to bring on. You know what I mean? That's amazing. And they might see some of the game anyway if we do get an early goal or something to shut up shop. So yeah, that's my team. That's how I think this game's going to pan out. I think that's how I'd approach it. Obviously, Thomas Tuchel throws some spanners at us. We really can't predict him sometimes, so who knows. But I think that's what's best for us, and I'm looking forward to this one. It's going to be, you know, we're in a comfortable position. We just need to make sure that they don't score an early goal, and we want to be scoring the early goal, of course. But no, I'm looking forward to this one. I feel like we have a really good chance to get to the semis of the Champions League, and doesn't that just excite you? Doesn't that get you gassed? Because it does. It gets me gassed. And then if we can make it there, who knows? We'll probably be playing Real Madrid. They slapped up Liverpool, and then they did really well in El Clasico. They did really well. They beat Barcelona, so they're full of confidence at the moment. They'll probably get past Liverpool, so it'll be a Chelsea Real Madrid semi-final, which is terrifying, but also I like that. I like the challenge. You got to beat the big boys to be the best. So, and I think we can if we play like we did on the weekend. If we play like we did against Porto last week, why not? Why not? Right. Try to give a score prediction. I don't think it's gonna be as high scoring. I think it'll be like a 1-0. If we get a 1 early, 2-0. If not, hopefully get a late one just to short it right at the end. But all of us will be on the edges of our seats just crying. That's it from me. Thank you so much for watching. We really appreciate it. Like I said at the start of the video, we are pushing for 1,000 subscribers, so anyone that hits that subscribe button, I'd greatly appreciate it. Like this video if you enjoyed it. Let me know what you think in the comments. If you think you'd change anything about my lineup, I'd like to hear what you guys think as well, so make sure you do that. And of course, tell your dads.